Hey y'all, I'm Shayna and I'm back with another review. This is for Put a Ring on It, Season 4, Episode 1, New Doctor, Who Dis? Dr. Nicole is no longer the doctor and the host of the show. So we're going to get into it because Dr. Stacii came in and she came in hot, but I like her. So let's go ahead and get right into the episode. Y'all know how it goes. It's the same thing every season, but it's just a new doctor. Who this? If you've been here before and you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, like, help a sister out. You know it's free 99. It don't take but a second to just tap that thing, hit the subscribe, help my channel to grow because you know I'm always trying to grow my channel. If you enjoyed the video and you're new, don't hesitate to like the video, check out my other content, and please subscribe if you wish. Okay, so we start with relationship coach Dr. Stacii. She's introducing herself. She gives a little background about herself. She's a college graduate. She's a relationship coach. She said her mother has been married 5 times. Her father's been married a handful of times. And her grandmother's been married 3 times. So, they can get a ring all up and through her family. Like, they can get married, but can they stay married? Now, she said her mother was 56. She was lying on her bed, her unalived bed. Like, she was on her way, to not being with us anymore. But before that moment came, she told Dr. Stacii, like, I want you to know that real love does exist. Black love is out here. Even though her mother was going through her 5th divorce at the time, she was only 56, so young. She's like, listen, I want you and your brother to know it does exist. It can happen. It's out there for us. It's obtainable. We can have it. It can be long lasting and all that good stuff. So it's her mission to show couples that they can have this black love that they wish to have. I wonder if Dr. Stacii was previously married because it just seems like it just runs through her family, or if the fact that her mother, her father, her grandmother, and aunt, uncles, and all these other people in the family, cousins and friends, they all been married before, if that kind of made her, pump the brakes on getting married. So, y'all, I got this Stella Rosa blueberry. I don't know what made me try blueberry. Let's take a sip and see if we like it. It's okay. It's not bad, but it ain't my favorite. I probably won't get it again. Let me know what y'all drinking on if y'all sipping on some wine tonight. So the first couple is Dunbar and Chance. And Dunbar, he gonna be the one. He gonna be the one this season to give us a run for our money. They've been together for a year. And he wants to get married right away. Like, Chance is like, if I want to get married, go to Vegas right now and get married. He gonna get on the plane and we gonna go. He's a former NFL player, and they said their first date was at the hospital because her appendix ruptured, and he came to the hospital to bring her flowers and whatnot. He wants her to be more domesticated, run his bath water, make sure his meal is ready, rub his feet. Yuck. You lost me at rubbing. I don't do feet. No. Baby, if that's what I got to do, then you ain't my person. It ain't meant to be. She agrees that she got work to do. She can be, a little more domestic. But she's like, I do rub your feet and all that. And I'm like, girl. He seemed like he want a younger woman that he can mold and shape and shift into what he want her to be. And she just feel like, oh, well, he a real man, so she just gonna listen because, he's older and he giving father figure. Couple 2 is Joya and Jasha. I hope I'm saying his name right. We'll get there. I believe it's Jasha. They've been together 2 years. They love to travel. They've traveled, to different countries. But she thinks they should be married by now and on their way to having children. He feels like 2.5 to 3 years is what he's looking at as far as that's concerned because he still wants to travel. But she feels like that's too long. Like, she pushing 40, and so, no. She's like, if you don't want to have children, then I don't know about this relationship. I think that if he's not ready to have children, then they shouldn't. Because if they do have children while he's not ready to have them, he can absolutely resent her for it. Couple 3 is Catherine and Ricky. They met in 2012, but it never went anywhere because she had to move for a family matter. They reconnected a year ago, and she moved in with him. Ricky doesn't want to get married because he's been married before. He's been through a divorce. And, he's already been there, done that. So he's hesitant to do that again. It's not fair to be putting your previous experiences on her. But I mean, okay, he should have made that clear before she moved in. I don't trust a man with no receding hairline and no baby plaits. I don't trust his hairstyle, so I don't think he's ready to settle down. She feels like they're suffering in the romance department. Like it's just giving friendship, roommates. Yeah. So Dr. Stacii tells them they're dating other people. We know, sis. Well, this is season 4, okay? This is not new news. They're surprised that the women are going out right now, though, because she like, y'all gonna get up and leave, and the ladies going on dates right now. So they were surprised about that. Like, oh, this soon? Okay. So, sorry if I'm sniffling. Y'all, I'm still trying to shake this congestion. Still trying to shake it. My goodness. So, Chance is going on her date, and Dunbar, first and foremost, wants to make sure his plate is hot and ready. And second, wants to establish some boundaries. Child, he got you doing a whole bunch of wife duties and you ain't his wife. My goodness. Don't fall into that trap. It's a mistake. A shim it's a trick and a scheme that Todd set up to come at us with the bull. So she's very pretty. I know she's nervous. I know he's nervous about her going out. She's very pretty in the face, and their short blonde hair fits her for sure. Her date is Philip. He's 32. He walks into the house, and Dunbar like, don't be bringing your trash into someone else's house. And he's like, you calling my shoes trash? And he's like, I don't know, but take them off. Sir, like, you already, like, the man just entered the building. Like, he just stepped in the door. You're doing too much. Everybody don't have that rule. So sometimes you got to let people know, like, hey, do you mind taking your shoes off in my house? That would have sufficed. Like, all this that you're doing, you may be older, but you acting real immature. So, Dunbar said in his confessional, guys her age aren't ready. Then proceeds to scold Philip as if he's her father, allowing his teenage daughter to go out on a date. And I ain't like it. She just sitting there, just grinning from ear to ear. She loving it. And she feel like he being a real man when he's really being fatherly. Well, she was raised by her father, so it's like, I don't understand. Maybe he reminds her of her father. I don't know. Some deep-rooted stuff going on with these two. Dunbar asked Philip if he knows his mother and his father and if he got children. Dunbar, do you? Do you know your mama and your mammy and your pappy, and do you got kids? Because you all let her ask the questions. It's her date. Goodness. Then Dunbar tells Philip he needs a to-go plate. Like, he like, I don't eat pork and all that stuff. And Philip laughing. And he like, nah, I need a to-go plate. Like, you gonna bring me some food back. That's what you gonna do. And it ain't up for discussion. Like, that's an order. Okay, military sergeant. So then he gives this bogus prayer, and he's just doing the most, and I just don't like it. I don't like it. Joya, she's going out on her date, but before she goes, she asks her man, like, do we need to establish some boundaries? He said no. Red flag, flag on the play. He's saying no because when he go on his date and he doing him, acting as if he's a single man, it's going to be like, well, we don't have no boundaries. Girl, you sure you want to marry this man? Because he ain't ready. Joya's date Kyle, he's 48. And this went way smoother than it went at Dunbar's house. I didn't think she would be attracted to him, but it actually seemed like she had some interest in him on the date. So that was good. I just thought, because he seems like a bit older. I wasn't quite sure. I don't know if she's just going with the flow, what her normal type is. But this went a lot better. It was quick. It wouldn't take all day like it did at the other house. So, Catherine's date, Mark, is 33. He works in IT, and he came with roses, so he came correct. Ricky opened the door, and Mark said, and I ain't dating you, ain't I? I ain't dating you. And he was like, no, you at the right place, but it ain't me. She getting ready. He like, I'm just making sure. They in the A. I got to make sure you know where we at now. I can't assume, okay? So I'm like, okay, he funny. He got a playful personality, and I like that. I like that a lot because when we can laugh and joke all day, y'all know laughing is the quickest way. They will laugh you all the way to the bedroom if you let them. Don't fall too hard, ladies. don't laugh too much, okay? So Ricky seems happy to let her go, and he's like, oh well, good. I'm glad you're here because I ain't take her on in a minute, so I'm glad you doing it because woo. And he was like, you ain't been taking her out on dates? And he was like, no, I do, but it's just been a while. Why would you tell your competition that? Like, Ricky, hello? What are you doing? Have you even watched the show? Or, Just use your common sense. But then she also seemed surprised. She's like, "Oh, flowers. It's been so long since I got flowers." And I'm like, "What have you done for her lately?" Okay. It seemed like, I don't know, you ain't really doing much. So Chance and Philip, they're having a little playful date. She does get a little personal, shares that she lost her mom when she was 8 years old. She's been raised by her father, who's a single dad. She said Dunbar is consistent, even down to putting on her shoes every day. I don't know if I believe that, but okay. She said he is, so he is. This date is given very much friendship. Very much she ain't gonna ever see you again, and that's that. And if she was thinking about it, the way you let her manhandle you, she don't got no respect for you, so ain't going nowhere. Catherine's date Mark, they get to wherever they at. They just sit on the couch. I don't know if they eat. I don't know what's going on. But they there and he playing and joking. He said that he was previously married and he also had a child from another relationship. Like his ex-wife was a stepmom. So I'm like, she needs somebody who's never been married before. She keep getting the same guys that's been married and got kids and got this baggage that she doesn't have, and I think she needs somebody who just doesn't have it, so they can start fresh together. Now she does say she's a gamer. She got a PlayStation 4, so he like, oh, well, damn, that we don't need nothing else. You pay, okay? So Joya and her date arrive at a restaurant, and the host was like, "Oh, table for two," and Kyle was like, "Yeah, for me and my future wife." So she did find that funny. She laughed at it. It broke the ice because at first it was like, "Wait a minute now," but he's like, "I'm glad I made you laugh." Joya asks Kyle if he has any children. He says he has one biological child, but he claims four because the other children are his child's siblings. Their father passed away, so he's always claimed all of them as his own. That's a very stand-up, commendable thing to do. It takes a lot. It takes a real man to stand up and take all that on, especially for kids. That's quite a bit. So, shout out to all the stepdaddies and bonus dads and adoptive dads and all that, all the dads out there. So Joya shares that she has an 11-year-old. I was actually surprised because the way she had this baby fever, like she was so anxious about having children. Like I thought she just didn't have any. So I'm surprised that she has an 11-year-old. I do get that her child is older, so that's probably why she's looking to hurry up and have another one because it's already going to be gapping. Like my daughter just turned 2 and my son's about to turn 11 next month. So, it does get real. Now, I ain't had no baby fever or nothing. I was fine, but here we are. But I can see where she's coming from, especially if she's getting closer to 40 and feels like it might not happen. So, Chance comes back home and Philip walks her to the door. And Dunbar just, my goodness. So Dunbar gives her extra kisses. She like, okay, you trying to, get a little frisky now. You trying to take it to the bedroom, like, relax. He just putting on in front of Philip. Like, he was a little intimidated by this little young, tall gentleman at the doorstep. So Philip hands him a bag of food. And Dunbar basically told him to get to stepping, close the door in his face. I am so disappointed in Philip. So disappointed in Philip. Like, that is a turn off. Like, yes, Dunbar was disrespectful. He shouldn't have done it. Philip should have stood up for himself. Like, if you never see this man again, then oh well. Like, stand up. So, Joya gets home. She tells Jasha that because she had wiped a crumb off Kyle's lip on a date. Like, she was like, you got something there. He couldn't get it. She wiped it off. He kissed her hand. It was innocent, a little flirtation. So he was like, oh, on a first date? Oh, really, Mr. No Boundaries? You feeling away? So then he tried to make her jealous, like, oh, well, then I can kiss somebody on the hand when I go on a date, to get her riled up and feeling insecure. I don't know why y'all signed up for this process, but, everybody want to be on TV. So all the couples meet with Dr. Stacii. Chance tells her about her date, and she said, she mentioned a prayer that Dunbar gave that was just, like, ridiculous. Dunbar, when he threatened the man, and that wasn't cool at all. So Dunbar said he has a right to decide who he lets her out the house with. Like, is she a dog? What are you talking about? What? Is she your child? Like, not your child that's grown, like literally a small child? So Dr. Stacii said she is not your daughter. I know that's right. After this, he didn't really say nothing because he knew Dr. Stacii ain't one of these young girls used to dealing with. She's not to be played with. She's not the one or the two, okay? Dr. Stacii asked Chance how she feels about his controlling nature. She said she doesn't think he's controlling, but she understands that when you come to a man's house, you play by his rules. No, but y'all signed up for this process, so being rude, no. He got her mind effed so good. Like, he really has her mind controlled. Chance tells Dr. Stacii about her date bringing food back for Dunbar and Dunbar kicking him out. And Dr. Stacii wants to understand why Dunbar needs to dominate, like why he feels the need to dominate the situation and control Chance. Chance ain't having it. She like, he don't control me, but she like, he does. He is controlling you because he's controlling the narrative of the date, which is ultimately controlling how you feel about your date and the outcome and the trajectory of how everything is going to go. So Chance said, look, he didn't disrespect him, and asked everyone in the room, like, y'all thought he disrespected him? And everybody's like, yeah, girl, yes, he did. Absolutely, 100%. So now, I'm thinking, like, Philip, you most definitely should have stood up for yourself. You got to take some blame and accountability in this as well, because you are a grown man. I don't care if he's your senior or what, an elder, whatever. Like, you can't be letting nobody talk to you in your kind of way. But, yes, he was doing the most. So, Chance don't want to hear it. She like, because Dr. Stacii once again said he's controlling. She like, no, he ain't my man, my man, my man. She gonna stick beside him. So, Chance was like, I think he's a king. Because Dr. Stacii was like, he's controlling you like he's your father. And she's like, I feel like he's a king. And Dr. Stacii said, I've never known a king to disrespect other men. Period. Okay, got her. I like Dr. Stacii. Dr. Stacii is a good new addition if you ask me. Not a riddle in sight, straight to the point. Dr. Nicole, it was cool, but it's time. I'm glad we got a fresh face because this is exactly what we need. That's how I like it, straight to the point. So, we see the trailer for the rest of the season, and it looks like a couple may leave early. And it looks like we're going to get a new couple. So, then this did happen in season 1, where a couple left early and we got a new couple. I think Catherine and Rick might leave early, or Chance and Dunbar may leave early because he was crying about something and he was really emotional. So, it might be one of the two. But, do y'all think in this season we'll finally have a couple that doesn't get engaged? Because every season, all the couples either get engaged or they break up early before they get done filming. Or it's like, I just want a couple to not just not be together. I want them to pick one of the people they are dating. Like, y'all going out on endless dates for nothing, wasting these people's time because they never end up with any of the people they date. I want to see somebody actually end up with one of the daters and say, you know what? Now that I think about it, shoot, we only been together for a year. You are the better option for me. Like, that's what I want to see. So what do y'all think? How do you think it's going to go this season? How do you feel about Dr. Stacii? Do you want me to keep reviewing it? Let me know in the comments. Be sure to like the video. And most importantly, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend about my channel. Share the video. Look at the other videos. I appreciate y'all. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.